The Mega Drive was my second console and it was one of my favourites. I remember when I first got it, I looked into the papers and I could see someone selling one, and I was like, straight away I saved enough money to get one, so I thought, yeah, just go out and buy it. And I was over the moon. I thought this was arcade quality actually in my home. So today I'm going to go over my first experience with all the games that I got at the time as well regarding the Mega Drive. So let's take a look.
Power up.
So my first game I got with the Mega Drive was a game called Arrow Flash. I've mentioned this before in one of my videos. It was a Japanese version, yes, played on a Japanese Mega Drive. I didn't know back then. This was an awesome game. I still love this today, actually. I remember seeing it being played when I went to buy the console. It was being demonstrated, and I thought, wow, this was arcade quality. Obviously, it's not, but back then, I was a little kid, and I saw this being played, and I thought, arcade quality, great shoot 'em up. This was absolutely brilliant for me. I was in awe, wide-eyed like a kid on Christmas Day, and I still love playing this game today. Great shoot 'em up, worth giving a try. Next up, well, the world was my oyster. I had to choose from many games. I'd saved up my money and I wanted an arcade game, and Strider was the one I had played in the arcade, and it looked arcade perfect to me, so I went out and bought this one. Yeah, I think it was $44.99 back then as well. Wow, but I was absolutely in love with this game when I played it. Found it a little bit difficult at first, but then when I got used to the patterns and the moves, I could finish the game pretty quickly. I did have a lot of fun playing this, and I still do today. Next up, I decided that my dad was going to buy me a game, and I chose Wonder Boy 3. It's another arcade game. I'd played it in the arcade, and I did enjoy it. I was a big Wonder Boy fan back then. This one didn't appeal to me as much, but it was two-player simultaneous. It was a bit more of a platformy, auto-scrolling kind of game. But I still enjoyed it, and I still like playing this one today. Definitely worth checking this one out if you've not tried it. Then the next game I bought, sticking with arcade themes as well, I went with Afterburner. Now, I remember seeing this one in magazines and thought it was going to be arcade quality perfect, and it wasn't, if I've got to be honest. I could tell there was a big difference, but I did enjoy playing this one, and I still do enjoy playing it today. It's still a quality game, not bad conversion, to be honest, and it's definitely worth checking it out and having it in your collection if you've not tried it. Then my last game I got, I saw it was in my rental cabin that's rented out videos at the time. Yes, going back all the way to VHS videos. And they were selling this one. It was pretty cheap. I think it was about a £5. I didn't know what it was, but I thought, you know what? I might as well get it. It didn't have instructions. I thought I'd give it a try. Little did I know this was what we call a real-time strategy. And back then, it didn't appeal to me. But I did get into it. And then I was hooked. And I've had many hours playing this game. I still enjoy a quick blast on this now. This is a hell of a lot of fun. Once you've got into it and you know what you're doing, absolutely brilliant game, worth checking out. Now, with all of them games I've got, I did a really bad thing and I decided to sell my Mega Drive. Yeah, I was gutted. I was very gutted. But the good news is, it wasn't long afterwards when I was craving to get another Mega Drive again. About 6 months to a year, I decided to go out and buy another one. This time I bought one from out of the magazine. This guy was selling them. It was like an import, and he sold several games with them. And one of the games I decided to get with it was Turbo Adventures of Magical Flying Hat. Now, this game can also be known as, in the Japanese version, Majikaru Hatu no Batubi Tabu Diabuken, or, yeah, Magical Flying Hat Turbo Adventures, or Turbo Adventures of Magical Flying Hat. Absolutely quality game. I love this game. A lot of the writing is in Japanese, but it is a great platformer, and you don't really need to know that much. I think this is absolutely brilliant. Very cartoony. It's what we call a spiritual sequel to Psycho Fox. They released it in Japan. Over here, it was known as Decap Attack. I still prefer Magical Hat, is what I call it. To this day, it's one of my favourites, and I had to track it down again when I decided to start collecting again. Highly recommend checking this one out. Then in my local store, there was a guy that was trading in Mega Drive games. You could trade in a Mega Drive game, pay £10 and get any other Mega Drive game. And I thought, why not? Let's go for it. I decided to finally get Altered Beast. I got the Japanese version, and I did enjoy this one, although I pretty much finished it on my second go around about there. I did play it for about a week, and yeah, I decided to get rid of it and trade it in again. Now, the good news is what I decided to try it in for was Golden Axe. Now, 2 players simultaneous, 3 characters to choose from. This was near arcade perfect, especially in my eyes. And there was a little bit extra at the end as well to play. You got an extra few levels if you decided to finish it. And I did really enjoy this one. I blitzed it a lot and played it a hell of a lot. And I would say check this one out, but I know pretty much everyone has actually played this game. The next one I decided to rent out, or trade in, should we say, for a swap. It was Ghostbusters. Now, this one I'd seen in the magazine. It got a real good, it's like 18.5%, and it said it's probably one of the best platform games on the Mega Drive. They were not lying. Me personally, I'd give this probably 90, 95. This is one of my favourites. A lot of power-ups to choose from. I have mentioned this in one of my other episodes. Highly recommend getting this one. There's no other game like this one. This is definitely definitely a classic for the Mega Drive. Then, staying on the theme of games I traded in and decided to swap over, I decided to get Mickey Mouse Castle of Illusion. Once again, I'd seen this one in the Mega Drive magazine, and it had been given something like 91%, and I was like, well, okay, worth giving it a try. This is a great platformer, and can be very tricky towards the last few levels. If you've not played this one, recommend it, but once again, it's a classic for the Mega Drive. Now we're getting on to the really good stuff. Yes, by this stage, Streets of Rage had come out, and I'd seen this one, also known as Bare Knuckle. I'd seen it as Bare Knuckle because it was the Japanese version I'd watched, and I was hooked straight away. I did think the sprites were a little bit small, and I had very familiar with Final Fight at the time as well. But this was the alternative, and I wanted to beat them up, and I did get this one. This is a great two-player game. You can have lots of fun with this one. Everybody has played Streets of Rage. If you've not, then I think you've been away for the last 20 years, didn't even know what this is. But as you know, Streets of Rage, absolutely quality game, definitely a great two-player game. Then the next game I got from my second Mega Drive was, I decided to save up my money again, and I saved up and decided to get Revenge of Shinobi. Now this had gone down as probably one of the best games for the Mega Drive according to the magazine I've been reading. This was a great quality game, and I wasn't let down when playing it. Loads of power-ups out there, a lot of challenge, some amazing soundtracks in there as well. A definitely must if you've not got this one for your Mega Drive. And now, next game I decided to buy, I'd save up my money again. I decided to get this one from Boots. Yes, Boots was selling Mega Drive games back in the day. I think it was $34.99. Now, I didn't want to get this one at first. This was sort of a last minute kind of thing, and I thought, might as well get it. And I was not let down. It was just amazing. As soon as you turn this on, you realise how good this game is. It is still very nostalgic to me today. An absolute quality game. I mean, you don't need me telling you about Sonic. Everybody knows who Sonic is, and this is still a quality game. Then the last game I got for my second Mega Drive was, someone was selling this game at school, and I decided to save up all my lunch money and buy this one. It cost me a tenner. Yes, back then that was like, wow, I love this one. But it's Golden Axe, but with aliens. Yeah, Alien Storm. Everyone's played this one, and I still love playing this one. A lot of people say it was quite easy. I did find it easy, but one thing I did do is I challenged myself. In the English version, you got 3 credits, and I used to see how far I could get on 1 credit, and then I'd challenge myself even further and further and see how far I could get. I could get all the way to the end on almost 1 credit. I was really chuffed with this game as well. I still love coming back to this one. It is a great sort of beat 'em up blaster if you like shooting aliens. If you got that fix, worth giving it a try. Then we're on to the games I borrowed. Somebody lent me a game. He says worth giving it a try. It's called Arcus Odyssey. It's kind of isometric, kind of gauntlet kind of game with a bit of RPG elements in there. 4 characters to choose from. I wasn't super interested. I played this for a bit and it did grow me very quickly. I was like, wow, this is a great game. This has turned out to be one of my all-time favourites for the Mega Drive. I still love coming back to this one. A great adventure. It's one of the games that you like to go back and play all 4 characters to find out what their power-ups are, and it's a good storyline as well. Still an absolute quality game. It's getting a bit expensive, but I recommend checking this one out. Then the next game I got, this was in my video cabin where they sold VHSs, where you could hire out a VHS, a video for the night, and they were hiring out Mega Drive games again. Yes, same place I got Herzog's Way from, and I decided to have a bit of a Street Fighter fix, so I brought Deadly Moves, or I hired out Deadly Moves for 2 nights, and played this one. This was not bad. There's a bit of an RPG element where you have to build up your characters, build up strength. Every time you have a battle, you get some points, and you've got to build up like your strength, your health, your agility, each one, and you can choose which one you want to build up, and by the time you get to the end you should be strong enough to defeat the final boss. I did find this one good. Some of the music I did find really good in this one, but not the greatest. I think a lot of people out there won't like this one, but for me, I recommend it and worth checking out. Then, still on to the Street Fighter fix, there's Mortal Kombat. I decided to rent this one out. Now, unfortunately, I only had a 3-button joypad, so I didn't get the full sort of experience of Mortal Kombat, but yeah, I did have a lot of fun trying to figure out, finding out all the hidden moves. I did play this one a lot in the arcade. I was a little bit let down because there is a lot of dumbing down with the sprites, but it didn't bother me that much. And I did enjoy this one, and I still think this is a really great game, and I recommend checking it out.
Fight! Get over here! Get over here!
Then one of my friends decided, oh yeah, I've got Shadow Dancer, and I remember playing in the arcade and I thought, okay, give it a try, and this was not like the arcade at all. Okay, you're ninja with your dog, and you got your power-ups, but it's completely different, and it actually grew on me, this one. I do like the Shinobi series, and this one was one of my favourites. Once again, I think the music's pretty good as well. Very challenging. It's something that will keep you coming back. You won't finish it overnight. Take a few attempts to finish it, but I recommend giving this one. You should have it in your list at least. I think personally it should be in the top 20. It's one of the good games, a really good game for the Mega Drive. And then the last game somebody decided to lend me, well, yeah, I mean, he says, oh yeah, they've just, Sonic 2's just come out, borrow it for your Mega Drive, and so he did, and I decided to play this one. I knew I wasn't going to be let down. It had all the best bits of Sonic 1 added onto Sonic 2, and they even played Tails in there. You could have 2 players simultaneous, or, split screen, or if you wanted 2 players simultaneous at the same time on one screen. This is a quality game. You don't need me telling you how good this game is. This is absolutely brilliant and still a great game, and still very cheap as well. If you're starting out with a Mega Drive collection, make this one in your top 5 at least. So there you have it. That's my first experience with the Mega Drive. Yes, I was gutted when I sold it. I did buy another one eventually and built my collection up even more. I'll be honest with you, I sold it again and it took me a while to actually go around and start collecting again. But something I do regret. But the Mega Drive is such a quality console. Loads of games to choose from. I've done many videos about some of the best games for the Mega Drive, some must-haves and some absolutely quality games, even some hidden gems in there as well. So if you've not played the Mega Drive, which I think billions of you have, or if you've not checked out half of them games, highly recommend them. They're definitely worth giving a try. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video of my first experience with the Mega Drive. Don't forget, leave us a comment, let me know your experience with the Mega Drive. Leave us a thumbs up, let me know all your thoughts as well. So guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.